When you think of it, we haven't even been a year, and we did the largest tax cut in our history. I hate to say this, but we essentially repealed Obamacare because we got rid of the individual mandate, which was terrible. And this will indeed be a very big day when people look back at our country. It's a whole different attitude.
And the president thanked those who worked on the bill, the most sweeping overhaul of the U.S. tax system in more than 30 years.
And President Trump is hailing the $1.5 trillion rewrite of the tax code as a win for middle-class Americans. Today's final vote brings the president and Republicans their first major legislative victory with no Democratic support.
The Tax Cuts and Jobs Act is passed.
The Senate passed the sweeping tax overhaul along party lines in the wee hours of the morning. Speaker Paul Ryan and the House with a redo vote today after a procedural hiccup. Republicans are promising tax cuts to help the middle class.
The message to the hardworking taxpayers of America is your tax relief is on its way.
But Democrats focused on the tax cuts for corporations and the rich.
Tax breaks don't lead to job creation. They lead to big CEO salaries and money for the very, very wealthy.
Now the Republicans are taking their cool victory lap, toasting it with champagne with their donors and the wealthiest. But they didn't do what they promised.
President Trump and Republicans now have the job of selling the plan to the people. Recent polls show it is unpopular with the majority of Americans.
This bill is off on the wrong foot when it comes to public perceptions. It is being sold by an unpopular president with unquestionably difficult circumstances ahead for this bill.
So here it is, those poll numbers. According to the latest CNN poll, 33% of Americans are in favor of this tax plan. 55% oppose the bill. Now, the other big question this afternoon, how is this going to affect the Affordable Care Act? This bill does repeal Obamacare's individual mandate, getting rid of the penalty for not having coverage. So here is what the Congressional Budget Office is predicting this afternoon. 4 million fewer people would be covered the first year this takes effect. By the way, that will be 2019. And then that number rises to 13 million by 2027. Now, what happens to premiums? Here is what the office is predicting, that premiums could increase by about 10% a year over the next decade. But in that same time frame, according to the CBO, the government would see billions in savings with fewer federally subsidized insurance payments.